Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Dear GM, you say the source of consciousness is within. Can you explain within? So, everything known can only be known in consciousness. Can the source be known?
At present, with eyes open, you perceive the manifested duality in space, including all forms and your form. But you are yet to know that the absolute truth is within. The awareness is within. The non-dual richness is within. The observer is within. Consciousness is within. The beginningless reality is within. The endless reality is within. The eternal reality is within. The unborn supreme is within. The ultimate reality is within. The whole truth about yourself is within. Everything appears in space only out of your consciousness within. Here, within means beyond space. Every object is reflected in space just now in your consciousness only. You know all objects that appear and disappear in space. You are yet to know that the entire manifestation is happening just now in your consciousness only. Consciousness is unmoving. Consciousness is prior to space. Space itself happens out of your consciousness just now. Consciousness is ever here, infinite, prior to space. Every object appears and disappears in space. Your consciousness is already prior to space. Only its reflections are perceived in space as entire manifested duality just now. Your consciousness is light. Your consciousness is the source of all objects in space. Every knowing is by consciousness only. Everything begins in your consciousness just now. Everything happens in your consciousness just now. Everything disappears in your consciousness just now. You know that you are just now. This knowing itself is by consciousness only. Your consciousness is infinite. It knows its presence through the form as I amness. Unknowingly, your consciousness accepts itself to be the form in space. Your consciousness is yet to know that it is within, prior to space. That's why you are closing eyes and knowing the unmoving stillness within. In stillness, your consciousness is conscious of itself inwardly. By stabilizing in stillness, your consciousness wakes up. Awareness is the source of consciousness. Consciousness is never separate from the source of awareness. When consciousness is conscious of itself inwardly, it is already one with the source. Your consciousness wakes up totally in stillness and knows the unborn eternity of the source within. Your consciousness is already prior to space. Your consciousness is in the source of awareness. But your consciousness remains ignorant about its infinite richness and unknowingly trapped by the form level duality. Once your consciousness is conscious of itself inwardly in stillness, beyond movement, it remains wakeful. Consciousness knows its infinity prior to space and its ultimate unborn source prior to duality only when it settles inwardly consistently. Settle in stillness and wake up consciously to know that you are that.